much I know, understand. There are only few words I learned to say, but I don't care, I don't care. Above is the sky and below is the ground. My heart is here. I had a reason to cry. I had a reason to be angry, but I don't care, I don't care. The hourglass does not turn upside down on its own. I'm looking ahead, it will work out. Just go with what I feel, yeah. It will work out. If only I could keep running. They say it's all about goals and future. I'm not at that stage of my life yet, but I don't care, I don't care. Sometimes I don't think so. Yes, I know. That's why I never stop. What will be, will be. The hourglass does not turn upside down on its own. The much I don't know, it will work out. Just go with what I feel, yeah. It will work out. Let's make failure my friend. Still fight once my ending all feels good. I can't explain it, but I hope you get the idea. It will work out. No, cool? Come on, laugh it up. It will work out. I haven't lost anything, yeah. Rain or shine, just go with what I feel. It will work out. If only I could keep running. Work out, rain or shine. Work out, it will work out. Blind gap, conflict, sanity and insanity. Bullshit, black heart, instinct and intellect. I want the freedom of a curve. I want the freedom of a curve. Desire speaks to you without compassion. Bursting and blindly, a death path and never return. I want the freedom of a curve.
Alright, perfect. Alright, y'all. Hey, everybody. Uh, Happy Friday. I hope the day was restful and productive for y'all. Um, if you're wondering why the lighting is a little different, I kind of like it actually like this. But as y'all can see, the lamp that I normally have on in the background, it fell over and I broke that shit. So, lol. That was earlier this week. And the overall, my day has been okay. It say properly, high kettle. But yeah, I'm doing all right, all things considered. I think OBS is acting a little weird, saying that it failed to load a module over on my chat side, but I knew this computer has been acting kind of weird lately anyway, so it kind of doesn't surprise me. I'm probably going to start ordering parts after Black History Month is over. I'm going to probably start ordering parts for the new computer, and we're going to go from there. But I like the way this lighting situation works anyway. I don't look as blown out as I normally do, I think, which is good. Also, I saw the first episode of Kamen Rider Zero One for that link you sent, and I actually laughed out loud. Yeah, like the scenario writer for that season, Yuya Takahashi, generally the writer series that he writes for generally have a 50-50 between like comedy and wow, actually this got real heavy for no fucking reason. So Zero One's gonna be a fun time. But yeah, what Kettle's talking about is that we do watch both anime and tokusatsu on the Discord on Saturdays. Right now, the link is currently down just because Black History Month. I'm just trying to make sure that like people, that like everybody's like safe and that no shenanigans happen. But probably once March rolls around, I'll probably reopen the link so that people, if they want to join, can do. Still need to watch the second before tomorrow, but I like it so far. Yeah. Basically the same thing that I said to everybody else is that the main thing with Zero One is that it got there are a couple of things about it that are like I wish y'all hadn't done that, fucking Toei, and a couple of things that you can tell are an impact from having COVID start like partway through the series. But you know, so yeah, but that's a whole other thing to get into. Hey everybody, got y'all. Hello all, got you on one screen, just on the other. I'm living. That's the way. That is the way. But good to see you, Vallejo. Alright. I don't think we're gonna go late tonight. Maybe by like half an hour or so, but not like a full hour. Yeah, I just had to check in on a couple people, and that's why I had to put off stream start for a while. But just quick reminders as we get started. Let me pause that. So as a couple quick reminders, we have this stream and next stream for charity fundraising for Marsha B. Johnson Institute. If we make it to $400, the incentive that we unlock is Totsugeki 64, which is a ROM hack of Super Mario 64 with Mei from Guilty Gear in her Strive incarnation. She gets to use the dolphin and everything to traverse. So that's if we make it to $400 before the end of February. We're right now at $265. So you can use !donate in order to get the donation link, or check the panels down below. And I also just in chat put the link to vote on Fighting Friday games for March. The voting closes at 8:50 p.m. Eastern Time, which is about an hour and 20 minutes. So if you get to vote, you only get to vote once, but you get to vote for as many games as you want on that list. So by all means, please do. And I'll reveal the top 3 live on stream before we leave for the day. So let me just yeah, we'll see how deep in I extend, because I've come to realize that unfortunately I'm not young like I used to be, and my body feels it if I push too hard in terms of like staying on longer than I anticipated for stream. My body shuts down a lot more easily than it used to, and I have to be careful about that now. But we'll see. I probably at least try for 2.5 hours if I don't get the straight 3, but we'll see how that goes. If we manage to finish, I'm gonna have to check, now that I think about it, what stream is going to be. I have to check which stream is going to come close to our. I have to check which stream is going to come close to stream anniversary, because depending on what happens with that, if I'm able to, by the time stream anniversary comes around, if I'm able to figure out, if I'm able to get through Legend of Legaia before stream anniversary, I think what I want to do for April is use that to kick off the year of Breath of Fire. and try to do Breath of Fire 1 on the Game Boy Advance and sort of see where we're at with that. That would be nice. But that means I have to finish Legend of Legaia in a month, which might be doable, but also might be a little tricky. Depending on things. And then, oh, right, news, because it's Fighting Friday and it's really important. Y'all, fucking Capcom fucking pulled a fast one on me, but I'm so happy. They finally gave us Zangief, Lily, and most importantly, fucking Cammy. They finally gave us fucking video Y'all, Cammy has chargeable special moves now. Like the heavy version of her spiral arrow and her cannon spike and hooligan combination. Apparently you can hold those down to charge them up now. It looks like she still has her target combo and maybe even another new one. She has at least her target combo from Street Fighter V still intact, plus what looks like a couple other new things. Spin Knuckle is still around, obviously. I don't think Spinning Attack made it in, but June 2nd, I think is within the first, let me see. June 2nd. If Street Fighter 6 is out on June 2nd by the time we are streaming, I'm telling you right now that the first Fighting Friday in June, straight up is going to be that. No matter what wins in May, no matter what comes up in the May poll, June, the first week is 100% going to be that shit. 100%. I have been waiting for this moment. I have been waiting so long to see what they were going to do with Cammy, and I am 0% disappointed. She looks great. I am so fucking pumped. I am like I was like vibrating out of my body when I saw that when I saw that video for the State of Play. Well, I wasn't watching the State of Play. I only saw it afterward. But my point being, like, this shit is going to be I'm excited. I am ready. And so by then, ideally, all things being equal, I'll have the new machine up and running by then. That's why, because y'all remember when I was playing Street Fighter, when I was playing the closed beta before, we managed to make it work, but like everything wasn't firing on all cylinders. So I'm not getting rid of the High New, which is my current machine. But I'm not getting rid of High New by any means, but I definitely want to. It's one of those things where if I have enough room, I might try to do that thing where it's like, yeah, you have one laptop that you have one computer that you use solely as like the streaming rig and the other for the whatever. That's the plan. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna miss most of tonight and next stream, but eyes to get started. Thank you, Shark, for the $10 donation. I appreciate it. That puts us at 275. So that's 125 away from that good old milestone of Totsugeki 64. So the Marsha P. Johnson Institute that we're raising money for those of you that don't know, Marsha P. Johnson Institute focuses on supporting Black trans people in all the ways that matter in the United States. Legal representation, making sure that they have access to the resources that they need for whatever it is that they need. Marsha P. Johnson Institute is about that life. And because Black trans magic is the best kind of magic, we are about that life too. So yeah, again, if we make it to $400, that's our first milestone, and that unlocks Totsugeki 64. Again, it's like doing It's like playing Super Mario 64 but with May from this game that we are playing right now. Get to ride her dolphin as an answer to like actually like traveling across. I've heard that it breaks the game stupendously, which is going to be the great part. It's going to be fun. So, her shark's request, since it was $10, and she asked for 2 eyes, so 2 eyes it is. Okay, so let's just do our warm-ups real quick so I can remember what I'm doing, because I've been playing a lot of Guilty Gear lately, but XR'd more than Strive. Not because I don't like playing Strive, but because I missed playing Jam. I missed playing Jam a lot, and I still kind of miss playing Jam. But also Strive won the poll, so you know I respect that. So I'm warming up just like a little bit because I'm not like super. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty on the ball as far as these things go tonight, so I don't have to warm up as much. RTF. Yeah, I'm feeling relatively warmed up as far as these things go, so I'm not like super. I'm not gonna like spend a lot of time doing my usual warm ups. We managed it, but I have to do that from like the first hit, or it's likely to whiff. Hang on. I just gotta remember my dust combo real quick, because it's been a minute since I did it. There we go. Yep, good, I remember that. Perfect. Yep. Alright. Yeah, good enough. Alright, perfect. Yeah, I'm not like fully warmed up, but just enough to just like casually get my blood pumping a little bit. There are some days where it's like, some days you want to sit down. If you've been away from a game for like a while, you may want to like sit down and, wrong one. You may want to sit down and like do like a full set of running through all your normals, reacclimating yourself. But in my case, today I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm probably, or at least I'm more willing to like warm up by playing as opposed to like waiting a little bit. Alright. Soul players. Let's see. How often do you play fighting games off stream? Thank you, Shark. I appreciate it. Like, I literally have been logged off of Twitter for like a month or so, and I haven't actually been logged in back there for a while. Like, that's why I stopped doing Go Live and stuff, because just like, it's a lot of effort. But to answer your question, Kettle, hang on. That's fair. I should have been able to punish that. I messed up. But yeah, basically, Kettle, I play... I don't... It's hard to say, put like a hard number to it, but more or less it's kind of like just whenever I feel like it. Like last night I was playing... It's because I was in the mood. I was playing some KOF 15 last night, just casually. Just because. Thursday I'm always playing at least one of the games that I would normally play. There we go. Sorry. Nope. Like, yeah, Thursdays when I run Fight Night in the wine cellar, I usually wind up, oop, that's fair. That's good. Ooh! Gotti. Oh no, I got hit by that. Or not. I thought I got hit by that. That would have been fucking hilarious. But I managed, because I didn't hit anything, I managed to jump out of... If I pressed the button, I would have gotten grabbed by that and I would have died. But I hadn't pressed the button, I was just running. And I think I'd stop just in time to jump. So... Staying off Twitter is good. You should keep doing it, to be honest. We should stay off Twitter. Yeah. Basically, the only things I will actively, like, really seriously go on Twitter for are to see like, if Hungry Clicker has drawn anything new, and that's about it. Okay, good. They are not doing Wake Up Volcanic Vipers anymore, because they know better. Okay, that's fair. But yeah, like, I just haven't been motivated to, and even, like, other social media sites that I have, I quite literally just, like, when I feel like it, and that's the only time I actually post on them. So, like, if you follow me on co-host, you'll see that, like, sometimes I post on co-host, but I'm not, like, it's not, like, every day or every other day or whatever. It's just kind of, like, whatever I feel like, you know? Like, sometimes I'll post on Instagram, sometimes not, you know. It's just one of those things where it's like it's one of those things where it's like a lot of... Good. Dead. Like a lot of the things that... It's been interesting because I've sort of had to like start learning how to like really kind of sit with my thoughts a lot more. Because I'm not like posting them on Twitter all the time. I'm fucking dead. Yeah, I'm getting a little careless. Hold on. Turn on focus face for like a second, see if I can make some magic happen here. Am I gonna get hit back this time? Nope. I mostly doom scroll on Twitter when I can't stay off it, so I'm trying to leave myself off it. Mostly on Tumblr and co-host. Yeah, that's about right. Like even like Hive Social, I haven't checked my Hive in like a couple weeks. Not because I think there's anything like wrong with it. It's just like reasons. All right, later, Shark. Yeah, I gotta be careful about that. I'm getting into throw range too often. Ooh, tried to wild throw me. They literally tried to pop me with a wild throw, and that shit did work. That's fair. They're gonna hit me with that at some point. I believe it. Ooh! Positive bonus. Yeah. They're trying. I respect it, they're trying. But, I'm trying to think about how to describe what the main gap is for them right there. Because there's a thing happening there. I'm not quite sure how to describe it. Because it's definitely one of those things where, like, we kind of joke about it, right? Or at least we were joking about it when the last time Mojo was on stream and it came up. But yeah, like, while Soul is very good as a character at being, like, really, like, aggressive in that sense, and that's a thing that you want to do as Soul, like, breathe down people's necks, be aggressive, and, like, make them sweat, you have to be very... There's only so much that you can actually get away with that if you're not being really conscientious about it. It's a thing where... Here's the way I'm going to put it, right? Soul hurts a lot. And he is, at his core, very much an aggressive, kind of rush-downy character. But it's very easy to put yourself in a situation where if you're not careful, you just overextend as Soul, and it gets you real fucked up. That was burst safe. I needed to burst it earlier than that if I was gonna burst. And I'm dead now. So yeah, Kai is gonna be a little bit more tricky just because he has y'all can kind of see that he has yeah, you can see that Kai, the main thing is that he has slightly longer reach than Soul in a lot of aspects, and he can afford, it's a little easier for him to, like, kind of, like, just play a game where he doesn't have to approach. I didn't switch blocks correctly. I'm dead. I think I have their measure now a little bit, though. I felt off for, like, a little bit of part of that, but I think I have a pretty good idea of what to do. Burst early, which is all I care about. Arc. Did I not block that correctly? That's annoying. Okay, yeah, I see. So they're gonna be doing that a lot, I think. Okay, that's fair. That's not safe. There you go. Let's see. That's what I wanted. I'm dead. What's up with that dire? It doesn't... Something's going on with that. It's either I'm not blocking it correctly, or its properties when I'm in shock state are different than what I remember from the last time I played, which doesn't feel right. I feel like the problem is just more that I'm not blocking it correctly, more than it is like something that they changed like that. Unless I was like really asleep at the wheel and I missed it. Gotcha. Yeah, it feels like more like I'm not blocking Future Arc correct the flip kick. After I get hit with a fireball, I'm not blocking it correctly is what it feels like. For whatever reason. Block. Nope. Doesn't have anything to do with that. Not in this case. It's not, yeah, Stubby, it's not anything like that, because this game isn't like that. When it comes to, like, block stun data, there's no reason why that should be different. That's fair. Nope. Might be dead. Watching PT makes me miss my SNES. Watching you makes me miss my SNES. I think I just missed my SNES. SNES games are not hard to find on the high. If you can be bothered for that, yeah. SNES and repos or flashcards. Yeah, if that is a thing that they're in the mood for. If not, I also understand that. Sometimes it may also just be just like, damn, it just hits different, which is fair. Let me look up something. ST Kai Kisk. It's probably in my head and I just wasn't blocking correctly. But I just want to check something now, because it's weirding me out a little. Because I'm more willing to bet that I was blocking it wrong than it was that I did something wrong. Or that its properties have changed.
Are you ready?
Okay, so Future Arc is not an overhead, which means that I just wasn't blocking. That's really what it was. Because like I'm like, why did I get hit by that? It's not an overhead. At least according to Dustloop, it's not an overhead, which just means I flat out wasn't blocking. So that's my fault. Which is what I figured, right? I'm like, either like it's less likely that I got like an actual change in properties and more that I just was fucking up the block. Which happens. I gotta ease up on that for a while now. Let my stamina come back. Wasn't Starship, but that's fine. Okay. Thank you for putting yourself back in range. Got first. Okay. I didn't switch blocks there. But got it. I don't even know where to buy stance. I'm not gonna hard on a software guy. Yeah. Probably your best bet is to like try to find a retro game store that would have one. Probably is the best bet. Or at this point, there we go. Take no chances. Just fucking tyrant barrel her right through the screen. A promising pacemaker, talented in reading the opponent. This damn title system. These damn online titles. Are making my head too big. I don't like it. There we go. Whew. Oh, I thought Beat Driver would come out in time, but nope, guess not. Huh. Oh. She gold bursted on me. That is unpleasant. Made it, I think. RTL. There we go. But it's a retro game store, like a place that sells comics and like literally a retro video games store. Like up here we have, like up here in New York, right? I know that I've got like Video Games New York. If I wanted to go down there, they sell a bunch of import titles, but they also just have like a bunch of just really old shit in there that you can pick up if you're so inclined. So like literally just a retro video game store. The baby. Nope, I should have bursted earlier. If you try to burst after somebody has like done a Roman cancel to you, you're usually asking for trouble. Like if somebody does a Roman cancel and you burst immediately after the Roman cancel, sometimes depending on what they're doing, you basically just let them steal your burst for free. Try not to do that. I try not to, but I mess up a lot on that front. Okay, she threw me. I can't burst, but there we go. Got the burst. Right, have to be careful. Backwards to do that. Up, 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 up. I'll look into finding some North Carolina, maybe Charlotte. Wouldn't surprise me. Nope. Okay. Yeah, the changes that they made to Bridget's break make it so much harder to contest now. Fuck! Yeah, like I gotta get her to like whip that shit in order to stand a chance. Good. Got first. Fuck! I pressed the wrong button to try to contest her in midair. I jumped up and I did JH, but that's too slow. JS might have maybe beat her out at that range, maybe JK, but nope. The colors are whatever the palette, whatever. Yes and no. You can't control what colors are on the palettes. You have to take whatever palettes they give you. You don't get to customize the outfits yourself, but whatever colors they give you are the ones you can use. Is the simplest way to put it. You can't customize the color. Like, if you want to customize the colors yourself, you have to either, like, for this game, you'd have to, like, load in mods for that. But in terms of, like, do I have to use the default color every time? No. It's like picking colors in any other fighting game. Not very many actually let you make your, like, set that up yourself. Melty Blood type Lumina kind of lets you make your own custom palettes, but they sort of limit it. Is there pink for Bridget? Let me see if Dustloop actually has this information or not. Probably not. Oh, it does. Would you look at that? Hold on. Here is the simplest way for me to answer that question for you, I think. Let me just do this.
Are you ready?
I figured it was so limited since the cat... It's just usually that, like, usually most games these days don't bother giving you that option. Anyway, Kettle, go there, and if that doesn't work, go to that page and really scroll down to the bottom, and that will answer your question. Yeah, Nago time. Let's see how this one goes. I think Bridget does have a pink color, but I don't know off the top of my head, so that's why I was just like, just check the dust loop and it'll probably tell you. Oh, because of course they named it with British spelling, so that's why it didn't go there. Because whatever clown did it, put a U in colors, and I'm like, why would you do that? That's silly. But yeah, at the bottom of Bridget's page, you should be able to see what her color selection is. Should have bursted, nerd! So yeah, as a reminder, the main change to Nagoriyuki is that meter above his tension gauge at the bottom, that has a little red flare on it, that you can see filling up, is his blood meter. Basically, as Nago uses special moves, the blood meter fills up, and the more full it gets, the more the range of some of his moves increases, but also the more damage he takes down. Ooh, I got the clean hit! Why didn't you burst? Why did you not burst at any point during this match? That... You're Nago, you're not going to be in it for a good time if you don't do that. Fair. So yeah, Basically, Nago has to manage his blood meter very carefully by making sure that he stamina things for a bit. I got 2 now. Basically, Nago has to manage it by making sure that he properly like Nago has to manage his blood meter by making sure that he either lands a command throw for Blood-Sucking Universe to force it to drop immediately, or he has to land his heavy slashes and other such moves that actually cause the enemy to bleed, such that he can suck up the blood from them that way. But if Nago isn't doing that, then basically his blood meter will gain as he's using special moves, which can become a problem because Blood Rage is not the worst thing in the world, but if it pops at a time when you don't want it, you're gonna have a bad time. I don't know why this Nago didn't burst at any point during this match. It's really weird to be on the 9th floor and not burst at all. That's not good. That is not a thing. If you're on the 9th floor and you're not bursting, unless the rollback is so bad on their end that they literally can't, which is fair, because we have rollback frames of 7, but I'm not feeling them, which means that the other person might be more than I am, which happens sometimes. It's not great, but it does happen sometimes. They did, at least on the one hand, they did finally burst, but it was exactly the time I wanted them to, as opposed to when I didn't. Or at least it was the time I was willing to risk eating a burst, so it's not that big of a deal. Good. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. It whiffed. That happens. Oh, it would have killed if we hadn't had a rollback. We had a rollback at like the last second, and that's why the music stopped playing. Because the game stopped for a second. Oh yeah, you got the kill. Didn't happen. Alright, cool. And we're back on the 10th floor. So yeah, I'm not trying to really get to Celestial. I just want to play on the 10th floor mostly. But by, like, forcibly maintaining there. But yeah, I'm not really trying to get to Celestial because, I've tried it before. A couple times. And it's just one of those things where it's like, it's not a bad thing, right? But at the same time, when I was pushing really hard to try to get into Celestial before, in this game in particular, it started really messing with my self-perception a lot. Because it was a thing where it's like, wow, I keep losing to the same people in Celestial. Gosh, I guess I'm garbage at this game. And that wasn't very cash money for me emotionally. Right? Like, emotionally, I was not doing my part to make sure that I was being gentle with myself, you know? And that's why I was like, okay, I am not going to push for Celestial anymore. I'm not going to worry about whether or not I can make it into there or not. If I do, get challenge rights and everything, that's great. But I'd rather just prefer to maintain at floor 10. And just make sure I can, like, for a certain degree, consistently, like, beat people consistently at, on floor 10 more than anything else. It's like, thank you for putting yourself in throw range. First. Alright. Yeah. I don't feel like guessing about that. Thank you. I got you. Yep. And that's the thing. So Milia, her main thing is that Milia, if she gets a knockdown on you, you're not going to have a good time if she gets a chance to put a disc out. Because basically all that happens is that Milia puts out a disc, you kind of just eat shit for a while. Because you have to guess if she's going to stay on the same side, switch sides, other really obnoxious stuff, and it's not a good time when Milia gets a knockdown on you. It's not. You just have a bad time. But the flip side to that is that Milia cannot trade on life like a lot of other characters can. It's just not good for her. She can't do it. Basically, you lay hands on Milia with a character that doesn't have damage. You lay hands on her like 3 times and she's dead. The hard part is laying hands on her. But if you can do that part, she just literally cannot afford to gamble with you. Got tricked by Mirage. That's gonna be a wall break. Yes. Unless Winger whiffs. Nope, it's not gonna whiff. Alright. She has plus frames. Nope, that's a bunch. Just calm down. Ah. Good. Calm down. Shit. Art still slaps. I love it so much. Yeah. Being gentle to yourself is the hardest to do, as now I prove. Yeah. It's hard. And yeah, there are people who are like, it's really hard. Because like with Strive in particular, right? I also think it looks really good, but there are people who, and I'm trying not to say this in a way that like makes me sound like a jackass, but I know that there are people who've been like, nah, Strive is just ugly, and it's like, I know that like this stuff is kind of subjective, but at the same time, like, you know that when you say things like that, right? And people like give you a look, like, you understand that that's coming from the fact that you just kind of sound like a hater, right? Because you can be like, this art style isn't my cup of tea, and things like that, but people are, like, a thing I've heard some people say is that, like, the cinematic supers in this game are too long, and that they don't like all of, like, the extreme camera angles and how it takes everything to be so long and how it's slow and X, Y, Z, and I'm like, I get it. Like, it's not a thing where you have to like it just because everybody else does, but it's like, you realize that the main point is spectacle for most of this, right? So, like, I don't want to have to guess there. I might be dead anyway, though. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. Like, Eno's Megalo Super is cited as one of the most common examples of that. Wow. I really got... Kinematics are the point. Yeah, like that's the thing, right? Like Strive is like a spectacle type game, right? But it's also a thing where I definitely, and it's sort of the same thing that happens with fighting games anyway, where it's like there's some people who just don't understand that while they don't have to like the new thing, continually bagging on the new thing and how it's not like the old thing and how the old thing is more interesting is literally just some punk shit. Like, just go play the older game. And with Guilty Gear in particular, right, you have literally the last 3 major fighting games for Guilty Gear with rollback available on most modern well, okay, so rollback is only on like the PC version for Guilty Gear XR, right? And I think it's probably the same way with the I think it might be the same way with Accent Core Plus R. I think they only put it on I'll give up like proper talk about this in a second. I think it's kind of important to sort of okay. I made the guess right that time, but I wasn't able to switch blocks because I wasn't thinking about it. Linger. I might lose this one. This might be just straight. This might be a straight 0-3. I tried. That's fine. I'm gonna burst there yet. Yeah, that's the thing about Milia, right? The main thing that is really hard about fighting against Milia is less. It's just more that she moves faster than most characters, and the hard part is catching her. But if you can keep cool or force her to overextend, then you basically make it. It's basically what it is. When you're fighting against Milia, a lot of it is you have to force her to overextend and then pop her in her jaw like a good 3 times. And you're more or less good on that. But yeah, so like the main thing, right? I think it's a thing where there's a difference between when you look at a game sort of criticizing the visuals from the perspective of, can you see what's going on? Can you perceive what's going on, right? That's a different conversation. And there are people that I know that have said, like, there's certain things about how Strive conveys certain, like, visual balances in some of the other things that it... Or, I'm trying to remember if it's this game or something else. But my main point is that, like, there's a difference between having a conversation about, like, that, right? Where it's like, yeah, there are certain aspects of Game X where they really could have afforded to, like, ease in it a little more carefully in terms of, like, that's fair. And I died for that because I tried to throw her on Wake Up. And she was already pressing a button. And she did that meaty, so I died. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not actually paying attention to what Milia is doing in this situation. Ah, damn, she miraged behind me. Good. Dang. You got 3 close slashes. That's a lot, actually. I wonder if that's one of the changes from that recent balance patch where they might have reduced that. art criticism in general irks me since most people are bad at separating their own taste from the actual skill. Yeah. Yeah. And it's also even the same way, even from a gameplay perspective, with a lot of fighting games, right? Like, from the gameplay perspective, gamers are really bad at understanding, even when they think they understand it, they don't. Gamers are really bad at understanding the difference between the effectiveness of they're bad at understanding the difference between the effectiveness of a particular way that something was set up versus whether or not it's to their taste, right? So, like, as an example, I'm not gonna name names here to protect the innocent, because people are allowed to have their opinions, and this person was being a jackass about it. But it's like, so on co-host, right? I talked about this on co-host for a second, like the last time I made a co-host for a couple weeks ago. It was a thing where, right, I'm in a Discord, right? Right, I'm in the Discord, and you know, people will talk about fighting games and stuff there on occasion, right? And so something that somebody said is like, oh yeah, like I just don't like modern fighting games. Like, just modern fighting games just don't speak to me at all. I don't like them. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna make you like sit here and write a whole dissertation about it, but like, you're gonna have to give me more than that, because like, you're acting like all modern fighting games are exactly in the same sort of like are exactly in the same sort of category, and that's not the way that this shit works at all. This is not me saying that it's like you need to be able to give like a thesis level defense of why like you don't like modern fighting games or something, because that, again, that's like some prescriptivist bullshit. I'm not really about that. Right? But at the same time, I'm like, okay, so you're just gonna say that broad statement and leave that there, and I'm like, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not gonna see like, oh, you don't like Street Fighter 6? Wow, you're really silly. But they're like, the game feels like this. I'm like, that doesn't track to me at all, right? And it's hard to sort of draw the line between like, okay, when is somebody expressing an opinion about a thing? Okay, right? I think this is the thing for me in particular, where it's like, you're allowed to express an opinion about a thing without having to like provide a dissertation about it. But at the same time, it's like, you have to be, sometimes even for your own, just your own education, even if you're like, I'm really bad at explaining it. It's like, you're less bad at it than you think you are. It's that you haven't given it enough time. You haven't given enough time to think about why it is that that's the case, right? Because I think even if people are like, I'm not like a writer, I'm not good with words or things like that, you don't have to be good with words in order to express why you do or don't like something. But if you can't find the... But yeah, like my main perspective on it is basically something along these lines, right? If you're like, I'm not good at using words and I can't describe how I feel about or why this thing, that means you haven't thought about it. I'm not saying this to say that you gotta like drop $10 words and be like have like a master's in like game design in order to be able to explain these things as like a casual player as to why you don't like certain things. But it means that you have not, and again, right? That's why I'm like, I'm not trying to be that kind of person who's like, well, you're not really playing the game for real if you don't blah blah blah, because that's, again, that's whack. But at the same time, for your own edification, not even to prove anything to me or to anybody else that has anything to say about it, for your own edification, you just gotta figure out what it is that feels off so that you have a better understanding of what you like versus what you don't. At least for you, right? I mean, I hate FPS because of motion sickness and I get dizzy in first person quickly. Simple and yeah, and even then, I would even say, okay, let me phrase it like this. I'm not trying to tell you how to feel about FPS games, but when I read that, right, it's even a thing where it doesn't even read to me like, oh, wow, I hate it, in as much as like, I just don't play them because I can't deal with that, right? And that's me, right? Again, I'm not telling you how to feel about FPS games, but it feels to me, even like reading that, it's like, for primarily mechanical reasons, I don't play them, and I don't feel comfortable playing them, right? Because definitely, like, hate carries like a hard connotation there that I don't. That it's like, at least from what I know of you, it feels like that is not necessarily exact. Again, if I'm wrong, you can just tell me, Sean, shut up. No, I legit don't like them, and I'll step back there. But like, right? Even when you say that, motion sickness and I get dizzy and I get dizzy in first person quickly feels less like damn, I hate those, and more like a because of this thing I can't really enjoy them kind of thing, right? So let me go pull up the actual thing that I said in this particular post. Or I'm gonna get fucking done up by Gold Lewis doing Gold Lewis. Wow. Okay. This Gold Lewis player really just said, I'm just gonna press a bunch of buttons and see what happens. I respect it. I respect it, but also that's not the way that this shit works, bud. Nope. Like, sit down. That's some clownery. Yeah, I really can't believe that they literally hit me with the gold burst and went for 2 supers. That's absurd to me. That they were just like, let's blow the whole fucking can right here, right now. Let's just go. I'm like, yo, I respect that, but that's a little too ham. Oh, I really don't want to get hit by the security drone. Okay. 2... security drone. Yep, I got it. Yeah, true hate is strong, but I'm not a fan of FPS if I wasn't dizzy. Kind of just dislike shoot. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah. Like... yeah, that only works like once on most people, it looks like. That's cool. God damn it. Okay, that's fair. I'm kind of interested to see if this Gold Lewis player is going to be so fucking reckless as to do all that same shit again this round. I'll laugh my ass off if they try. Okay, good. I got the burst early though, so at least I'm not gonna eat like 6 billion bags of shit. They will though. Yeah, because the main thing about this Gold Lewis that I'm kind of noticing, I mean, they're doing the things that Gold Lewis should be doing, which is like just aggravating the fuck out of people with Behemoth Typhoons and everything like that, because that's Gold Lewis's main thing, right? Like, he basically has like Gold Lewis with when he uses all of these different forms of swinging the coffin around, like all of his Behemoth Typhoons, right, have different purposes and things like that. So like a lot of it is deliberately about like you Like you sit on people and like smash the fuck out of them. And make them think that there's times where they can press buttons and they can't, and you get like that absurd level of coverage. Like this is what Gold Lewis does, right? So they're doing it correctly in that sense, but I feel like there's some aspects of the defense that are really shitty that I can capitalize on up until a point, and then they kind of just do other Gold Lewis things to cover for it. But I think maybe I have them this time. Maybe. Hard maybe. Yep, there's this shit again. Yeah, like you can see, like they kind of just put their body out in like weird spots sometimes. Whew. This is actually kind of bad. I have no stamina. I have no real versions. I don't know, I got hit by that. Yeah. A little annoying. That's off the table now, but I have to not. Fuck, that's annoying. So yeah, that's the main thing. Like, so yeah, it's a weird thing with this person where I feel like they're doing the things that they should be doing with Gold Lewis, for sure, right? Like, I'm not gonna sit here and go, "Oh, this is like a terrible Gold Lewis player," because that's not factually true. The main thing is that their defense feels like it's just careless enough in certain spots. Sometimes. Not always. Sometimes. Because there are certain buttons that Gold Lewis has that are very deliberately supposed to be, like, meant to, like, make you think that it's your turn, and you don't, when it's not, actually. I can't fight them again, it looks like this thing is just not letting me match with them again. Whatever. I'll just have to hold that, I guess. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't salty, but I'm just gonna have to hold that. Ethernet or no match rematch? Sure. But yeah, so this is what I said on co-host, right? I'm not asking for a full-on-the-spot dissertation or thesis defense from people who say things like IDK modern genre games just don't feel good to play, right? But think about specifically what doesn't sit right with you in a genre you enjoy, but specific games in it that don't work. Especially if you're going to be playing games or making a lot of them, right? Or making games and playing a lot of them, right? Like that's my main thing, right? Like if you're going to be playing a lot of games and things like that, you should understand, especially in a specific genre, you should understand what things you don't like about them, or what things in that genre you don't like, but you should also be more prepared. Basically, I'm going to put it like this, right? Every time I hear somebody say something like, turn-based RPGs are really we've had this conversation before. So I'm sorry, we're basically time is a circle. Somebody has said to me before, right? Or I've read somebody say, yeah, like turn-based RPGs are really boring and they're not really interested. Okay, you need to frame that a little differently. You do not like turn-based RPGs. That is different from turn-based RPGs are boring. You understand? Like, y'all feel what I'm saying on this, right? But people have a habit of like saying the first thing and thinking that they mean the second, and it's like, no, those are two literally very different things. RTL. And I got plus frames now. You got a beta blade. Well, if you were, I might have either beat it or caused a clash there. So I don't know. Damn it! I should have been able to punish that. Like, I'm a little annoyed. Like that flip kick that Chip does with the blue arc on it, that's punishable because that shit's not safe unless he has meter to like roaming cancel it. And I fucked up the punish like twice. Case in point. Yeah, I'm annoyed because I fucked that punish up so much. My problem with modern games is mostly capitalism and the need to nickel and dime everything. Everything else is a matter of taste. Yeah. Yeah, it's that kind of energy, right? Exactly, Kettle. It's that kind of energy. Where you're like, I just don't want... And, right? As someone who, for example, said at one point in his life, yeah, I don't like rap music. As it turns out, it is very specific. Within rap, there are very specific trends that I do not like, right? But, like, rap as a genre, I don't actually have an issue with. But when it is specific, like, I figured it out, right? Like, if it's mostly about, like, and not even for the reason of, like, I'm gonna try to phrase this carefully so I don't sound like I'm on some respectability bullshit, right? It's a thing where initially I was like, well, if it's about, like, money and getting women and all this other stuff, it's like, that doesn't really speak to me in any meaningful way, and I don't like that necessarily. But what I figured out eventually is that it's just like, if it's like, eventually I figured out that part of that was just like literally some ingrained bullshit, to be completely honest about it. Because, for example, one of my favorite songs is Manny Fresh's Real Big. And that is literally just him saying, yeah, listen, like, yo, listen, like, this is us, like, living up, doing the big life thing, so big that I have, like, that I've got, like, a fish tank in the middle of the dash car of, like, my ride and everything, right? And so it just became a thing where it's like, eventually I figured out that it was just, I was like, okay, there may be specific topics in rap that I'm just like, yeah, whatever, I can live without it. But the genre itself isn't full of only songs that are about that kind of thing, right? And so it's just a matter of finding, like, who... Yeah. Exactly, right? I even saw that shit. I saw them doing that. Yeah, rap is not exclusively alone in that. And so for me, it's not even like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna find rap with like positive messages. It's like, no, I just have to find artists that are saying things that either I like or that I want to hear, and that's about it, right? And it's not a matter of just like, oh yeah, we gotta like oh yeah, you know, rap that's quote unquote special. Because like even realistically, like even now, it's just like, indeed, have you heard Country from the early 2000s? Hey, bass. Like, case in point, right? Like, and I realized that I turned a corner on this whole thing when I sat and I listened to like WAP. I'm like, okay, you know what? I get it. Because like, This chip just ate my ass for breakfast. Christ. But yeah, like the first time I heard WAP, I was like, okay, I get it. The point, right, is that no, like you just roll, you say how you feel, right? So like the whole thing was like WAP is just like, listen, I have needs that I want met. I want somebody to basically hit that shit like they're playing the drums, right? And it is okay to want that, right? And once I began to really like understand that the point is, aside from like things that are just like absolutely just extremely not in the same way that we're trying to talk about like rap is like uniquely this problem, but with music in general, as an example, right? Aside from things that are extremely sexist or extremely in any genre, right? And in fact, it's a mostly black thing, especially in the beginning, raise a red flag. They may not be racist or anti-black, but a lot of people seem to make rap the acceptable genre to hate, right? Yeah, right? Or it's just one of those things where with certain people, they just kind of uncritically just sort of go like, yeah, you know, rap is only all about this, and it's always like this. And basically, functionally speaking, even if they are not overtly racist, they are perpetuating, right? In that particular sense, they are perpetuating the same sort of wages of racism. Feel? Right? Where it's like they may not be overtly that way or anything like that, but like, nah, like, they're, you know.
Mankind knew. Duel 1. Let's rock.
Yeah, so it was just one of those things where, like, again, a lot of that, I think, when I really think about, like, when I think a lot about, sort of what my feelings were towards rap when I was younger and things like that, a lot of it was really just internalized racism, like, straight up. And a lot of it was just that I hadn't, like, I didn't understand yet that sometimes when you listen to that, especially with certain songs, like you're literally, it's about trying to understand, like this is the way I think about it with a lot of rap sometimes, right? Is that a lot of times it's about expressing sort of, it's a way of life thing in the sense of like, this is sort of the life that, for some people, right? These are sort of like, this is like the life experiences that I had, these are this is that, right? Like, I think of First of the Month as an example of this. By, like, Bone Thugs and Harmony, right? Like, one of the things, like, one of the reasons why I like that song, because, like, yeah, right? They're talking about just, like, okay, yeah, welfare checks drop, right? On the first of the month. So, what are all the things that need to get done? You pay your bills, you go out, you go get some nice things, you know, you go do some things with your friends. Maybe I'll just go cruise around on an evening and you just do X, Y, Z other thing, right? A lot of it. So yeah, once I got the understanding that, especially with a lot of rap, it's about trying to paint a picture and a scene of a way of like living, right? And that's the important part. Pretty good, very what it is. However, post 9/11, a lot of, I would not, just patriotism, I would say. Using blind in that context is a little ableist, so you want to be careful about that, basically. But yeah, but no, I feel you sentimentally. Yeah, that is like country started, or at least the kind of country that began to get especially popular in these situations. Tommy. There we go. So I think that's gonna whiff. Will that whiff? Damn it. Ooh, made it. That was pretty tight. Okay, so Baiken. Baiken's main thing that I'm mostly trying to work around right now is that when she gets a chance to throw Tommy's out. Baiken throwing out to Tommy is kind of just Baiken throwing to Tommy out is basically free pressure for her. You get locked down for a little bit longer and you have to kind of work your way around. Just if it hits anyway. If Tommy hits, then basically you get stuck in a situation where it's like basically anything that you would want to do that I'm fucking dead. And Jin? Okay, I'm almost now I'm dead. Admittedly, I also love rap, never thought about it. Critically tough in the late 20s, still like stuff from my top. Yeah, some of it is like, yikes, right? But when I got to the understanding that, not just like conscious rap, right? But just like a large part, just like anything else, it's about trying to paint a scene or a tableau. Sometimes tableaus are just ugly as shit, and that's why you don't like it. But, fuck! At least I wasn't at the wall that time. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to punish. Oh! I love RTL. What a super move. What a super move. I love RTL so much. Such a good move. RTL is such a good super when you don't fuck up timing. But yeah, like a lot of dealing with Baiken is like trying to make sure that you don't. She has some of her normals reach really far, and Tatami is like that shit, right? You can work around it obviously, but if you get locked down, you just kind of eat shit like that, right? With Tatami out, Baiken can oftentimes set up not completely inescapable pressure, but pressure that's like really hard to deal with. Fuck. Okay, I think I have a plan here. So the main thing that I've noticed about this Baiken doesn't use parry. On Wake Up, not at all. So, what this really means, right, from a practical standpoint, is that basically what this means from a practical standpoint is that in most situations where I run up, yeah, because this Baiken does not use parry on Wake Up, or at all, basically speaking, my Oki is free. Unless they have meter, my Oki's free, because they don't... Because they don't use the parry at all. So... messed up the timing. So basically, if I get a knockdown, and I run up on them... Oh! Even better, I baited the burst! Yozan-sen, you're gonna miss that shit, because I'm too far out! No, base. Basically what happens is, Baiken will hold a stance for a second, And if you hit her with anything except the throw, she will grab you and just smash you right into the ground. It beats highs, it beats lows. It will work against maybe supers. I don't know for sure. It's not a thing where it's like with Goken, he had armor, I think, for his stuff, right? I don't think he had like a. I don't remember because I didn't play Street Fighter for that much. For combo Goken, let's go take a look and see. Okay. Congo Shin is what I need to go look up. Never mind, I might be full of shit. Let me go see what that's about. Go. I'm full of shit. It might actually be a proper parry. Let me see. Sorry. My bad. This is what happens when you don't play a lot of Street Fighter 4. Okay, base. If you were actually derailing it, I'd have told you. You're good. Like, you're asking a question. You know perfectly well that I'm not going to, like, grab you and, like, throw you around for a question. It's a question. Don't overthink it. You're thinking too hard. Let me go actually look at the Congo Shin. Okay. Actually, very similar. Very similar. The main difference, so the comparison was not actually incorrect. I just didn't know how it worked because I thought you were talking about the move where he does like the slide with the armor on it, but no, that straight up counter where he'll just like catch an attack and stomp. Yes, it is pretty much exactly like that, except Baiken doesn't have to guess whether it's a high or a low or not. If she does it with the right timing, she'll basically catch just about anything. Not throws. Doesn't work on throws. So yeah, it's actually literally exact. Now that I went and read what it does, it's actually literally exactly like his parry from that game. But you don't have to guess high-low at all. Just, did they hit with an attack that can be caught by Baiken's counter? Yes. Okay, then they eat shit. It's kind of just what it is. Okay, she can't deflect projectiles either. But got the burst early. Shit. Still using turning ons. Yeah. And that's probably the thing that Goken has over Baiken's parry in this game. Like, Baiken can't. Yeah, projectile doesn't work against projectiles in this game. Wrong button. Okay, they did Hawkbaker, that's fair. Burst again. Damn. Whew. If they'd gone through me with that last one, I would have died. But they chose to do the in-place extra damage, the extra damage burst out, which not the worst option in the world, but given that I was already blocking it. Fuck. Let's see.
Man. Duel 1.
Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. I don't get to do the mirror for Sin very less often than I would like. Get a Hawkbaker? No, you try the burst instead, which let's see, but no. There we go. Whew. All right.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
Gotta be careful about that. Ooh! Ooh! R-T... oh no! Holy shit. I literally almost had that and I fucked it up because the last hit of RTL. And that's why I think that's why when I fought them they did the burst mid-screen. Because they wanted to make sure that shenanigans weren't going to happen. Hawkbake. Okay, there's the Hawkbaker. Nope. Oh. No, I already burst it. Fuck. Damn it. Need to head out now. Thanks for the stream. See you next time. Have a good night. Have fun. Yep, night base.
Duel 2. Let's rock.
This is rough. Neutral jumping to fuck with my anti-air timing. My turn. Ah, there's the Hawkbait. Yeah. That's the main thing that I think I still kind of struggle with Sin when I think about it. That part of it is just that, and this is not a bad thing about Sin in general. This is just a part of playing him, but this is also a reason why I prefer Jam to a certain degree. Like with Sin, the main thing is that your pressure is always with Sin, extremely tightly dependent on how much you're managing your stamina gauge, right? And one of the things that's really hard, and that I wind up having like a thing that definitely I can feel sort of like eats at the edges of my that sort of eats at the edges of my consciousness when I'm playing with Sin,
Man.
is that right, a lot of the ways that I want to like really extend pressure, or like extend my combos or extend pressure and things like that, like even in situations like that, right, it's like, okay, I can't just like sometimes do some normals and end the thing and just like let pressure sit there. With Sin, it's kind of hard with him, or at least I haven't figured out what normals are okay for that, because there are times where it's like, okay, I just don't have the resources to do this thing, and so I can't make it work, right? And that can be the part of playing Sin that I don't enjoy, but it's just kind of what it is, you know? It's also just the nature of his character, right? And it's sort of like the feel that he's supposed to have. And it's the way that he was in XR as well, just the flavor's a little different in this game. Damn, that was well timed. That's also active as shit. Damn. Right, I forgot. Stroke is low. I'd really rather not have to do a bunch of guessing, please. Get off my ass. Yep, there it is. Damn, almost had it. Alright. Ah, fuck! Yeah, that's also the hard thing about Sin, is that he doesn't have a lot of fast buttons either. But sometimes if it's just like a thing where it's like you just want to tap somebody and make them like hassling you, he has a harder time doing that than a lot of other characters do. Oof. She didn't run out of meter, so I don't know why the Faultless either she stopped blocking or the Faultless for whatever reason stopped at that point. But she had meter, so I don't really know what happened there. Fuck! I was hoping I could get like a 5P out. There we go. Because the nice thing about Sin is that the main thing is that I do have 5P to hit at like right about that. The problem is not getting fucking caught out by like that shit, right? Why did the timing on that get so fucked up? I fucked that up, I think. Alright. Yep. If I waited and gotten the second hit, then it would have been fine. Oh, fuck. Barely made that work. Wow. Yeah. I messed up with that super cancel into RTL because I did the second hit too early. If I waited a little longer, I probably could have made it work. But I messed up a little and I got too nervous. Yeah. So the hard part that I'm having trouble with right now is just trying to. Well, part of it is that like the whole point is that wants to knock you down so that you can't easily contest that. And I'm having a hard time watching where she is and not where her note is going, for example. I need to not watch the note, I need to watch her. Good. Ooh. There we go. Whew. Little soppy, but made it work. Yeah, we'll do 2 hours tonight, I think. So I'm going to play like another match or two, then we're going to check the poll results. So the poll's closed as far as Fighting Fridays for March goes. We'll check the poll results probably after the next set I get. We'll see where we go with that. Then I want to see who else is on the Black Brilliance shelf that we may want to go see. Okay. Who else is on the Black Brilliance shelf that we may want to go see today? Let's go take a look and see if there's anybody else. Especially that we haven't seen in a while. May not have gone out to hang out with Joy for a minute, but actually, yeah, we'll go hang out with Jay, I think, when we're done. Not yet, but soon. Okay, Giovanna. Giovanna's buttons are a lot faster, and she's a pressure monster, so this is going to be interesting. Honestly, probably at some point, I think I'm going to pick Giovanna back up. Because a lot of the changes that she got in the most recent patch really did a lot for her combo routing and things like that. She has some really ridiculously sick things now that I just haven't bothered learning how to do. Because I've been just more interested in Link Sin. Okay. No. Yeah. Yeah. Giovanna is still technically probably closest to the actual character archetype that I play in most fighting games. And realistically, even though she's not Jam exactly, if I want a Jam-like experience, I probably should be playing Geo. But at the same time, made it, just barely. And then I've got plus frames. Yep. Woo! So the main thing that I'm doing, or at least that I try to do as Sin when I'm really like playing with my head up. Sin's 6K, that's the stomp that he does, is a little slow. But if you can get it such that like you do it on somebody when they're like that, right? It has an absurd amount of plus frames. And if they happen to not like contest it like in the middle of a string or something, it's really good for buying back pressure. It's just that it's a little hard to use in situations. It doesn't come out fast. So it's not like I'm gonna just jab this button and everything is fine. The easiest way to be able to use it is when you are in a situation where you have a lot of Oki that you can use. Like you knock somebody down, you space yourself about right, and you throw the 6K so that they basically wake up into it. That was my own fault. I pressed the slow button there. And now that all that corner carry. Stole the burst! And that is why you don't want to burst after somebody roaming cancels. Because if they were waiting for it, then all that happens is lol, lamau. Your shit gets eaten, and then nobody has fun. That's fair. Okay, so they were just trying to jab out instead of. They were trying to jab out. I was expecting them to like do like a wake up super or something to try to catch me mashing, but they tried to jab out instead, which would have worked. Maybe if I was pressing buttons or if I hadn't timed it correctly, but I stepped back to just block just to see what they were going to do. Just to get an idea. Anyway, it's about that time. So let's take a look and see how the poll results went. Let's see. Let's see where the poll results wound up. I can't stand not a one of y'all. Y'all really did this to me. Y'all really did this to me. I can't believe that y'all really did this to me. Y'all really and truly did. Not for the winner, mind you, but literally everything else that I'm looking at. I can't stand any of y'all. I can't. I can't stand any of y'all. I can't. Not even a little bit. Like, Look at this shit. Really? The only thing I know for sure is that them's fighting herds won, and now I have to do a roll, and now I gotta do a double spin to see which between the rest of these motherfuckers I'm gonna play. I can't stand a single one of y'all. I cannot. I'm not actually upset, mind you. But I can't stand y'all. Y'all really did this to me. Okay. That's not even the right thing. I can't think right now. Now I really gotta come over here and actually sit here and do... Let's see. SFV. MBTL. I have to do a double runoff now. Strive. I can't stand any of y'all. Rev 2. KOF 15. And P4AU. Alright. I'm closing my eyes for both results. So I'm not gonna know what it is for both of them until I click both. So first result is Type Lumina. Okay, so let me see. So then probably it's Hertz, MBTL, and then all right. All right. Cool. You got the list. So it's herd. So it's them's fighting herds, Melty Blood Type Lumina, King of Fighters 15, and then another round of them's fighting herds. All right. I'm thinking about it. I might try top 4 for April. For April, we may adjust it a little bit. For April, not because anybody did anything bad, but just because I was thinking about it just now. But also, I thought about it before, where I've been like, maybe given how many different games we have to play from, it really should just be a thing where we do top 4 instead of top 3. So then basically what happens is no more double ups happen, and we only really get one game. We get a different game every Friday. So instead of like top 3, then it's top 4. I might try that for April and see how we feel about that. Just because that might give us one that may sort of, we'll see. Because like I know people are voting for the games that they actually want. Like I'm not suspecting like, oh yeah, there's vote fixing. I'm not saying that, but it's just that I was thinking about it and I'm like, well, I know that maybe it is to just the benefit of getting to just see different kinds of fighting games more often, just to kind of like make sure that we get like a top, just get like top 4 instead. Thanks for streaming in the conversation, of course. All right, y'all. So if you're in the Discord, we're watching Kamen Rider 01 episodes 3 and 4 at 7 tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. If you're not on Discord, our last Validate stream is going to be on Sunday. So yeah, last things that y'all know what's up. So, Medium articles. I write those sometimes, like 2 or 3 times a year. Stream VODs are over on my YouTube channel, as y'all can see there. Ko-Fi you can use to support me. Though if you don't want to like give money to Amazon or Jeff Bezos because you think they're stinky nasty, which is fine. That's completely fair. You can give me money on Ko-Fi instead, and I keep more of that. if that's a thing. So I'll ask that if you're thinking about subscribing to my Ko-Fi for supporting the stream or otherwise, wait till after Black History Month. If you have any money for this month, I'd prefer that goes straight to Marsha P. Johnson Institute instead. Throne has things and stuff for like streamer to buy. Probably in March, I will update it with a couple more things as well as some smaller knickknacks for the new computer build. Either that or I'm gonna probably put I could afford it, honestly. I don't really think I need to ask y'all to fund that. So yeah, I'm just gonna put just maybe more knickknacks up on my throne in March so that people can like do that for support if they want. And then my card has all of my other information, other things like my game design portfolio and other such things. I learned so much about different types of fighting games, so I like the idea of top 4. Yeah, that's what I was figuring, right? Because the thing where I think it will also sort of just give me more room to be able to like run a couple of different things more frequently throughout the month on Fridays, you know? And I think that's important. But, alright, cool. So, we're gonna go hang out with J-Rock the God, because, J-Rock is just cool. He is a hilariously good host when he does hosting things. Fastest feed on Twitch. Just generally a really chill dude. I just enjoy J-Rock streams. It's always a good time on J-Rock streams. So right now he's playing Power Wash Simulator. I know that they just got some kind of crossover with Final Fantasy VII or something, I think. So when we go over to J-Rock, hit him with a good old SGH just raids. Let him know who sent you, XYZ. And let's just have us a good time watching him wash cars and stuff. I'll see y'all, if you're not in the Discord, I'll see y'all on Sunday with the last Validate stream. And then in March, on Sundays, we start back with Legend of Legaia. And next week, Friday, we're going to start with Them's Fighting Hurts for Fighting Friday. So, in March anyway. So, till the next time I see y'all, stay safe, wash your hands, wear a mask, don't go out if you don't have to. Be excellent to each other. And to your friends, especially your strong friends. But don't be nice to racists, terrorists, bigots, sexists, Elon Musk stands, J.K. Rowling stands, or conservatives. So, or crypto nerds. They don't deserve it. So, till next time I see y'all, bye.